Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name is Nathan. I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, we're watching Genesis Alpha 1.
Yes, we are.
And this is a list of everything you need to know about the game.
Yeah.
Everything.
Which is actually loads, because this game is packed full of surprises and all different kinds of genres, really.
I know, lots of other games in there. So, well, we're going to start. The whole point is that we're looking for another home. Another house.
Yeah.
We're looking for like a new home for humans in space. So our mission is, whatever happens in this game, you start off with that mission. And everything is... we're about to see the procedurally generated galaxy.
Yes, so this is a procedurally generated galaxy. You can see each of those sort of like squares on the grid is a place that you can go. I guess not the red ones, to be honest. And the location of the P is where the player currently is. And I believe that X is the first sort of stop on this particular mission, which could end up anywhere on that grid.
So I think... we're not sure exactly how it works, and they're kind of keeping the story stuff a little bit under wraps at the moment, but there's going to be kind of story missions which get you towards your ultimate objective of finding this planet, Genesis Alpha 1, this kind of project that mankind is doing. On the way, there's going to be kind of set dangers and decisions, I'm sure, during that kind of story side of things, but what we're looking at here really is the management stuff.
Yeah, so the Genesis aspect is kind of like the sort of context. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of what this game's about, and this is a big one, isn't it? Building your ship. Like you can your ship is built out of loads of components which you can put together as you like. Modules, if you like. It's a modular ship.
And I do like this, and they will kind of demo it to us, and it's really easy to kind of just snap everything together. You add on, you can see there hangars, hyperdrives, reactors, shields. Obviously there's a resource cost to all of this, but the amazing thing in my mind was that because it blends that kind of ship management with first person mechanics, you can then just walk around the ship you've built.
Yeah.
And it looks like a cool Douglas Trumbull sci-fi movie.
It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? Like, that didn't exist a minute ago. You can now see it out of the window. Like, you walk into that sort of greenhouse and you can see the new bits of your ship out of the window.
The out of the window bit, I mean, it's so daft, isn't it? But that was the bit where I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
It is cool.
The fact that there is, I don't know, it feels less like a trick because you can see the rest of the ship from your window. So you can design it so you can see whatever you want out the window.
And obviously, like, this isn't just an aesthetic thing. All those components have different effects on your ship or allow your ship to be able to do different things. And you can
assign crew to different places to make them work more efficiently.
In fact, you have to assign crew to different places if you want them to work at all, I think. So this is the hangar which houses your sort of your mining, your resource gathering ship.
Yeah.
So without a hangar, you can't collect resources. Then you need to put crew into this area so that it can actually work at all.
I love the little ASCII diagrams. It's very alien, isn't it?
It's so alien. Like, I really just love these old style monitors, and then you actually look at the different monitors. He was looking across to the monitor at the right to staff up this section. Was great. So yeah, this is the obviously a little diagram of the current star system that we're in and the planets that are there. You can see the sort of resources that you're likely to gather. I like that you sort of initiate a launch. It's not just press square to start to launch. It's there's a big countdown. It's not happened just yet. Now
there's your ship's AI, right? That ghostly.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Ida, I think, something like that.
I think you're right. Well done.
Thank you very much. And so you can see, look, it's all happening in real time. There is the resource gather coming out of the hangar as we're in this sort of ship building view and shooting off to its planet. Just going to add some more bits. So obviously a refinery
for refining
resources. I think going to put in like a deposit. Just extra storage space so that we can gather more stuff. And the modules that you see in this menu right now, that's only just a few of the possibilities. I mean, they were talking about bars and all kinds of other rooms that are going to be added in, and the ships can get huge. I think they said that at the moment there wasn't a limit. I'm sure there will be a limit, but at the moment there wasn't one, and it can be multi-story as well.
We need to talk about what's about to happen, Dave. So one of the main dangers, there are going to be other challenges and dangers, I think, but one of the main dangers is alien life forms coming back from your mining ships.
Yeah, I thought this was such a cool way of introducing it, like that they come back on the on the ship? You know, like, did they stow away? I like the sort of story implications for it. Like, did the crew realise that they had stowaways on board?
What I like as well is just because this is a management. Kind of a management sim with kind of sophisticated elements layered on top, and it is a part of that mechanic is the risk reward of the nicer resources are going to be found on more dangerous planets. So even if it doesn't make sense that there's always something clinging onto your mining ship, just as a as a way of balancing the game, I thought it was really smart. And also this kind of talks about the repairing, which is going to become more important as this video goes on, so just bear that in mind. But also, I don't know if you saw, I'm not sure if in this video we collect it, but there was like a DNA strand which came off one of the aliens, and that is also important to one of the main functions of your ship and one of the main kind of management things that you have to keep on top of. Yeah,
we're going to come up to that in a little bit, so I'm not going to talk about that too much just yet. You can see the DNA strands, as you say. I wanted to just quickly draw attention to the sort of watch that this guy's wearing with the red section, which just indicates that there are aliens aboard that need taken care of.
I didn't even spot that.
Here is that DNA sample being collected now. And so one of the core mechanics, I guess, or another just important aspect of this game is cloning. And that's how they kind of get away with permadeath, because this game has got permadeath. We're shooting on so quickly just to say that these creatures, I didn't get all of them, and now they are
wrecking the ship,
running havoc, running wild in the ship.
Do you need me to explain the cloning very quickly?
Just that, as I said, it's permadeath, and so if your character dies, it kind of lives on in as much as that your crew is made up of clones, and the next kind of clone gets promoted to captain until you run out of crew. So you cloning is obviously how you get more crew, and how you can then staff up a bigger and bigger ship. Collecting the alien DNA enables you to infuse that with human DNA.
So it means you can give your crew members certain specific traits and strengths.
Yeah, 4 reasons. So that's why we're collecting DNA, and I mean, it sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. Maybe not as much as a
going
disaster,
into space.
as just going for a spacewalk.
This is the real-time kind of damage that this was being shown off to us here, wasn't it? This is what's happened. You let a little alien critter loose, and this is what you'll end up with, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lesson for us all there. There's just at this point it just starts going badly wrong, and you're going to see loads and loads of bad messages coming up on the left-hand side of the screen. But not before we're shown just that you can, if you're not careful, fall into space from your own ship. Although it was kind of nice to see it from the outside.
And then you can this is the death mechanic.
Exactly. So that is death.
Harris.
And now Harris, one of the clones, has been promoted to captain. You see his kind of skills and things, which is where alien DNA can come into its own, exactly, by upgrading some of those sorts of things. And you can see the ship is degrading fast. So as soon as things become disconnected, obviously power doesn't flow through the ship anymore. So there's lots. You can just fix it in this way. Then you can fix subsystems by going in. Unfortunately, things didn't get fixed quite enough.
It looks like things have escalated quite badly.
Things have got really critical. There's fire. I like that it's just like
looking at the fire now.
I'll fix this one. This one will. There we go. Is that everything? No, it's not everything.
Things got bad. It was interesting to see how a crisis could escalate so quickly on the so we were in a part of a ship which is simply not there anymore.
I think the whole ship is more or less simply not there anymore. I love the red writing everywhere. This has happened. Stop telling me everything has happened. Although it's lucky for Nigel, because he's now been promoted. I think
big job for Nigel.
He was left in the front of the ship, and you can see it's just a skeleton. No. But so obviously now it's got no hyperdrive. It's got no
refinery. Can't refine
no
stuff
hangar
anymore.
I mean, this ship is pretty much doomed, to be fair. We've started a new ship for reasons.
Well, one of the interesting things I wanted to say was also there are so at the beginning of the game there are kind of 3 corporations, again quite an alien-esque theme, and the corporations that you choose from one of the 3, and they will have, there's like a different kind of character nature to each of those corporations, and that will determine the kind of speciality. Some of them are kind of more military, more research focused, and that will just kind of flavour your. It's the same basic aim of finding another home for humanity, but it might be that when you're out exploring, they want you to kind of concentrate on different things. This is you going into hyperspace.
Yeah, which I thought was a nice touch.
So they would just kind of give a bit of variance to the gameplay in that way.
Yeah, and who knows? I'm sure once you play, there'll be more. It will become clear about exactly what those different corporations, their special sauce, what they want to do, and this is just a quick look at just some of the first-person shooting mechanics. I mean, we have seen some shooting, but also just an example of some of the weapons. You can get turrets, which I love. I love sort of like tower defense, the tower defense mechanic of a good turret, and we sent our mining resource out just to find out what would happen. It turns out the turrets are extremely powerful.
I mean, that was done very quickly.
These sort of weird mer lizard type people.
What were they thinking?
They did not
what were
last.
they thinking? Stowing away on our ship.
I don't know. I don't know what they wanted. They didn't have a chance.
Maybe they wanted their DNA to become part of our glorious quest.
Well, in that case, they have succeeded, because that's what's going to happen. So that is everything you need to know about Genesis Alpha 1, which is absolutely tons. It's a really, really interesting looking game with loads going on. Let us know in the comments below what you think of it, what you're most excited about with regards to it, and do subscribe so you don't miss anything else from the world of PlayStation.